Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, let's talk about Bitcoin's newest ally, and Gary Gensler is deathly scared of this ally. So who is it, and how will it help Bitcoin? Let's talk about it. Let's do this. Welcome, 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 guys. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Look at this. Bitcoin's up slightly, 25.5. We're going to get back to 26. We're going to get back to 28 soon. Well, maybe. We got this push, right? A little push. And this morning, or actually this whole day, you could see that the U.S. market rallied today, right? What did I say? What did I say? After FOMC meeting, you have a down day, and then you have an up day, right? That's exactly what happened, although it doesn't make much sense. But it did happen. Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Right now it's looking red. But we had a good day overall. And out of left field, we got an ally for Bitcoin. Who is it? Blackrock. Blackrock files paperwork for spot Bitcoin ETF. Yes, it's not a future-based ETF. It's a spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, just take a second and think about it. The SEC is no fan of Bitcoin or crypto, right? You may think, well, no, the Gary is just attacking crypto, not Bitcoin. Well, let's not forget, there's no spot Bitcoin ETF yet, okay? Because SEC keeps denying it. Denied. Here's one from January of this year. Here's another one from January this year. There's been many applicants over the year asking for a spot Bitcoin ETF. In fact, Grayscale got so mad they decided to sue the SEC. There's no logical reason why a futures-based ETF exists, but a spot Bitcoin ETF does not. Okay. Now, knowing all this, why do you think BlackRock still filed? It makes you wonder what they know or what kind of strings they can pull, right? It would be silly for them to just file a spot Bitcoin ETF application knowing that it's just going to be denied, right? So do they know something that no one else does? Well, maybe, seeing how BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. They hold about 10 trillion in assets. It has come down a little bit, 9 point something, but still the largest asset manager in the world. They hold a ton of companies, including, guess who? Goldman Sachs. Okay, and now why is that important? And this is a large ownership. Okay, and why is this important? Guess who worked at Goldman Sachs for decades? Our friend, Gary Gensler. He definitely has some ties to Goldman Sachs still. And BlackRock basically owns him. So I'm thinking this is going to be good news. I'm thinking BlackRock following this now means something. BlackRock, first of all, been talking about Bitcoin for years. For years, probably since 2018, when their CEO, Larry Fink, has come and said, well, you know, Bitcoin looks pretty interesting. We're going to dab in it, right? And then like 2020, 2021, they came out and said, yeah, you know what? We invested a little bit in it, but they don't tell you how much. And then I remember in 2022, they said, yeah, we put some Bitcoin in some of our funds. And now they're officially filing for spot Bitcoin ETF, which means it's probably going to happen. They probably are pulling the strings with Gary. Maybe, I'm just speculating, maybe they had something to do with all the FUD recently, because in order to have a Bitcoin spot ETF, you need to hold an enormous amount of Bitcoin. The only way you're able to offer the shares for this fund is if you actually have the collateral to back it, in this case, spot Bitcoin, right? Maybe BlackRock needed some FUD. Maybe they called Gary up and said, hey, why don't you make some lawsuits? Let's drive things lower a little bit so we can accumulate. And then when the timing is right, I'll let you know. And then you go ahead and improve our spot Bitcoin ETF, you know? You just don't know when it comes to BlackRock, right? So we definitely have an ally. And in case you're wondering why this is good, well, take a look at this. This is not Bitcoin. This is gold. Prior to gold really rallying, okay, you could see how it was level basically for 20 years from basically 1980 all the way to 2004. Okay, it was flat, below 400. When did it really start rising up? Well, when the first gold ETF got listed on New York Stock Exchange. Maybe this is the reason why Gary has not approved the Bitcoin spot ETF, knowing that this will happen. Okay? So, if it happened to gold, can it happen with Bitcoin? Well, just look at how big gold is now, like 12 trillion in market cap. Can Bitcoin get to 12 trillion market cap one day and be over 600,000 each? Yes. And this could be the catalyst. Because once this gets approved, then there's no reason that the SEC can give to deny others. So then the Fidelity ones and the Grayscale one and all the other ones that have been filed will have to be approved, right? And then you're talking about trillions of dollars from these institutions that are sitting on the sidelines. They could be coming in, okay? A lot of them don't want to mess with Bitcoin, physical Bitcoin or security of Bitcoin and accounting rules for Bitcoin, because accounting rules is also wacky. If you buy a spot Bitcoin ETF, it's almost like buying a stock, right? They are familiar with it. They could buy it from their brokerage, and they don't have to deal with security and auditing and all this stuff, right? But the good thing is, this forces the fund companies to buy and buy and buy Bitcoin. So you're talking about trillions possibly coming in the near future. So you got to say that's pretty good. Now, on the flip side of this, some of you guys may be wondering, well, why are you cheering BlackRock getting in? Because BlackRock destroys everything, right? That's the thing. Long term, I'm not saying BlackRock all in on Bitcoin is a good thing, because they do control a lot of things. They control a lot of markets, right? But short term, definitely, if we can make some wins against Gary and BlackRock can get this pushed through, it's going to be better for the entire community and we can move forward, right? And plus, it's going to add a lot of buying pressure in the near term. So near term, short term, within this cycle, all good things. Now, long term, no. We would rather not have all these institutions buy up all the Bitcoins, so then you and me and others can't continue to DCA like the way we want to, right? That would be bad. But in the meantime, that's why we got to ignore the FUD and continue forward and DCA while we can, while things are cheap, because in the future, when each Bitcoin is at $600,000 and Bitcoin's market cap is at $12 trillion equaling gold, well, then think about how hard it is to DCA then versus now, right? As large as Bitcoin is right now, about 25,000, still barely nothing compared to what it will be in the future. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Now, besides Gary and the SEC, there's something else that's going on here. I'm not that familiar with this, but there's also another connection that's very, very, very shady, okay? And that's this other firm called Prometheum. Prometheum somehow, magically, got approved while all other exchanges did not. And what did they get approved for? This is the special brokerage kind of title that allows them to sell securities. Right now, SEC is going after every exchange saying that they're legally selling securities. Well, Prometheum somehow automagically got approved for this, right? And now they're lobbying for Gary Gensler too. They testified in front of Congress. No one knows who this company is. And they're saying what good job Gary Gensler is doing, right? And people are questioning, how did they get this approval? And who is this company? Like, who is the CEO? Who is this company? What is going on here, right? So now people are making connections. So there's definitely something really shady going on here. And I'm glad this is catching attention because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So this Prometheum got approval for a first-of-a-kind special purpose broker-dealer for digital asset securities. And keep in mind, no one else in America has gotten this kind of dealer, special purpose broker-dealer for digital asset securities. So if you are L1 or L2 or any chain, and basically Gary thinks that you're a security, the only way you can be traded is with Prometheum. Not with Coinbase, not with Binance, not with anyone. It has to go through Prometheum. And again, this is a company out of left field that no one has ever heard of before, and now all of a sudden is defending Gary. So, kind of weird. Matt Walsh is looking at this and kind of breaking this down, how all of a sudden this is happening, right? And there's just a lot of suspicious stuff. And guess what? This Prometheum also has their own blockchain. I thought all these chains were securities, right? So how come they have their own chain and they're not a security, right? And they may be backed by a CCP. And they raised $48 million. And then their executive team, right, looks like the attorneys for this other company. They're the same exact guys. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So people are digging, and I'm pretty sure they're going to dig something with Gary, and somehow it's going to be tied to this firm, right? So, I mean, there's just, you know, a lot of people have conspiracy theories, right? And it's hard to prove sometimes. But sometimes it's just so obvious. It's so obvious that you just know something's going on. And this is one of those cases, right? So hopefully people will keep investigating and get to the bottom of this, right? But you know what? Gary may be on his way out. With Blackrock applying, right, he probably has no choice but to approve. He's probably going to lose the Ripple case as well, right? And these lawsuits against Coinbase and Binance probably will be dismissed once he's removed from office or resigns, either one, right? So it's just a matter of time. Okay. Outside of Gary, seems like all we talk about is Gary these days. You know, there's still good stuff happening just with Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey's Bitcoin wallet opens up support for obviously for Bitcoin, but they made this partnership with Coinbase so that you can withdraw directly from Coinbase into this wallet. Keep in mind, Coinbase wallet also does this. So this is not the only wallet that does this, but there is a collaboration there, okay? And Jack Dorsey's a big Bitcoin bull, right, but took some heat recently because he basically said Ethereum is security. So unfortunately, he's turning full maxi mode right now. I hate to see that, but at the very least, he is helping Bitcoin grow. Okay, so that is good. And also, the holder wave shows number of Bitcoins held continues to go high and higher and all-time high. 68% of Bitcoin has not moved within a year because holders love to hodl. Holders are not going away. Holders will continue to hodl till the end, until Bitcoin is at gold's level, right? And of course, number of addresses holding at least 0.1 Bitcoin. You know, you may look at that and say, well, what's the big deal? 0.1 Bitcoin, right? 0.1 Bitcoin is still $2,500. For vast majority of households out there, they can't just take out even $2,500 to buy a 0.1 Bitcoin. So even getting to 0.1 is pretty good. Getting to 1, which is $25,000 worth right now, is a major accomplishment. Later on, that'll become $250,000 and then 500, 600 million. But even right now, to get to 1 is quite an accomplishment. But if you look at this, of course, continues to go higher and higher and higher. basically 4.4 million addresses holding at least 0.1 Bitcoin. Fantastic. And you just don't see that come down. You really don't. It just continues to go higher and higher and higher and higher. The holders are growing. That's good. That's great. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me scroll through here. Let's see if I missed anything. Can you wish Caleb a happy birthday? Happy birthday, Caleb. Joseph says, once BlackRock has their bags packed, all the regulations will magically become crystal clear or aka disappear. I have no doubt BlackRock has some sort of control over Gary. As strange as that sounds, or unbelievable as that sounds, there's close ties. BlackRock owns a huge share in Goldman Sachs. Gary, an alumni of Goldman Sachs. There's something there. There's something there. And then also this. Oops. What's this? This is really, really strange. Really strange. People are digging into this. People should get to the bottom of it and ask the tough questions. Who the hell are these guys, and how did they get a license that no one else has? No. I can't be CEO of BlackRock. I'm not smart enough for that. That position is beyond me. What do you think about sub 20K BTC? Not going to happen. I don't see it, especially now with BlackRock trying to get into the game. I just don't see that. If anything, we probably see Bitcoin start rallying because of it. BlackRock is not getting in to lose money, that's for sure. Volta, you don't know. Most likely they will be buying OTC, but you don't know how much is left in the OTC market. Maybe they ate it all up. Maybe they already bought billions and they want to buy billions more. I don't know. It's BlackRock. Keep in mind, BlackRock, like $1 billion to BlackRock is nothing. They hold close to 10 trillion in assets. Trillion. Okay? So the entire crypto market cap is barely above 1 trillion right now. So BlackRock itself holds 10 times the entire crypto, whatever, 25,000 cryptos exist, the entire crypto ecosystem. If you put it all together, BlackRock itself holds 10 times more than that. So think about how big they are. Does CoinTracker work well for reporting taxes? I do believe they do help with that. So yes. we're past tax season, but yeah, they do work pretty well. By the way, I went to watch the Flash movie with my kids. It was good, but not super good, but not bad either. So, in case you guys wanted to know, Flash movie was good, but not phenomenal. And there are some surprises. What wallet do you use for Cadena? Not a lot of good choices. No, there's not. I think the best one, and I have not tested it yet, but it looks promising, is Koala Wallet. Koala Wallet. That it looks pretty good, but it's only for like Cadena assets. It's not a universal wallet, so you might want to check it out. Prometheum lists 2 primary investors on Crunchbase, Hashkey and Wang Sheng, both from China. See, that's why this Matt Walsh post says they may have close ties to CCP. I don't know if they're just throwing shade at China, but could be Chinese-based companies backing it. Who knows? But how did they get approval again? How did they get approval? Do you think Gary cares he's destroying the wealth of many Americans? No, he does not. He does not. I guarantee you he does not. My girlfriend works for an energy house audit company. And she's worried about the beam you're trying to move. Will they fix it soon? Of course they're going to try if they move it. I don't know why she's worried. Just because she works at an energy house auditing company. I don't know what that has to do with it. My builders go get some structural engineers to look at it and see. They can't. He's like, it's probably impossible to remove it, but at least move it closer to the wall, which makes sense, and I would want that to happen. But I would love to remove it, but that seems to be impossible at this point. Do you think Gary Gensler will get fired this year? I don't know. I think everyone wants him gone, and I think he knows that. And I think, he knows his time is coming too. I honestly think he knows something's up, and that's why he's making all these moves. He's trying to prepare for his next job, and I don't know how he's gonna get a job in crypto after this. But he's causing a whole bunch of problems right now. Jeff, it would be funny if Gary steps down and then he goes and works for Blackrock. That would be the worst optics ever. But maybe it'll happen. Polygon is taking a big dump. Polkadot taking a big dump. Hedera taking a huge dump today. There's rumors, I don't know if it's true or not. It may relate to why some of these are dumping. There's rumors that Celsius is selling off their alts for Bitcoin. I saw someone send me that. I don't know if that's true. I can't verify it, but it kind of would explain why some of these are dumping, like Matic and Polygon and stuff. And Polkadot. If Gary starts OnlyFans, they'll probably do pretty well because of how many people hate him and just want to watch to make fun of him. Well, this morning I covered a Tether DPEG thing, but it seems to have to fix itself. It's now 0.9992. This morning was like 996 or 7 or something. But yeah, it's not a good look. Not a good look. Just some whale being able to short USDT on Aave to kind of cause some massive panic, right? Not a good look, but overall this seems like they stabilized. OG, if that license was granted Prometheum, what reason would they have to deny it to Coinbase or Binance? Well, you tell me. Coinbase and Binance been trying to get that license, sounds like, for a long time. Kept being denied. Prometheum got it right away. How did that happen? No one knows. Gensler working with Warren. Warren's home to attack crypto. Warren will nominate him from Treasury Secretary after Janet. Is he even a money guy? I guess he is. I swear, if you look at every single U.S. Treasury Secretary, they all have worked for Blackrock. I mean, not Blackrock, Goldman Sachs. There's something about Goldman Sachs. Like, every Federal Reserve chair or Treasury Secretary worked at Goldman Sachs. Like, there's something going on there. I don't know what it is, but every single one has worked there, right? So, and BlackRock owns a huge part of that company. Yeah, Nathan, I'm going to start. I don't know. You're saying that because you're a fan of Cadena or not. I'm going to stay away from that. I do know this, that Cypherpunk will have Cadena, and there might be some drama because of some of the other teams that were invited. I'll just leave it at that. But you guys still should check it out. Vegas party coming next month. Already booked my tickets. The venue is booked. Still inviting. People are still, RSVP, and then afterwards Cypherpunk. But this is the one I'm concentrating right now. This sounds like the big guys don't want to miss out their piece of cake and try to be in control. Yes, the rich and the powerful, why would they want to give up their control and wealth, right? You think about it, before crypto, it was really hard to break into the wealthy. But because of crypto, so many people have very quickly. So those that took decades to get there, well, of course, they don't like that. They don't like these young punks now infringing upon their territory, right? If you think about it. If you've been in real estate for like 30 years and all of a sudden someone that's been in crypto for like 3 years all of a sudden equal your wealth, how do you go feel about that, right? So, it's obvious the rich and wealthy and the powerful are trying to do what they can to shut down crypto because they're probably threatened by it. So that makes a whole lot of sense. I bet Kerry owns Prometheus or Prometheum. There's something going on. There's something. There's some ties. These guys that work at Prometheum, these lawyers, right? They probably have some ties. It looks like these guys. a lot of these guys are part of Prometheum, and it's some kind of law firm, consulting firm, most fear litigation firm. So they're a litigation firm, yet the founders, okay, you see, look at this. Matt Kaplan, Aaron Kaplan, which is obviously his son, and then Benjamin Kaplan, which is probably obviously his son too. So you got the Kaplans kind of like, you know, they're running this, right? I don't know. There's probably some ties to Gary for sure. For decentralized market, why is it so controlled by what the U.S. does? Should we even care what Gary says? No. Long term, it doesn't matter what Gary says or does. But short term, it does, because there's a lot of money in the U.S. There's a lot of money from U.S. citizens and U.S. companies in the U.S. That's why, right? So, yeah. Craig, I would never short crypto. Never. So don't ask me that. All right, guys, let's conclude. Overall, we got a new ally, right? Short term, this is good. Blackrock probably will get this pushed through. Gary will probably relent, and this will bring on trillions of dollars into the market. So this is good. And Gary may be getting exposed soon because of this Prometheum thing. He probably didn't expect this, but people are digging in. And it doesn't look good. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one.